Good morning, everybody. It's Roxanne at home in Arizona. It's Friday morning, August 23rd, about 8:15. Currently 90 degrees. A little bit of break in the mornings now, starting out under 100 degrees in the mornings. So that's nice. Hopefully it'll start getting lower and lower. We'll see. We had a little bit of a monsoon come through last night, but no rain, just some wind. But it is very cloudy this morning. I don't know if you can see the clouds in the background there. Still very cloudy. Little bit of humidity in the air, not too bad this morning. So I am on my way to Bible study, Friday morning Bible study. I have to pick my mom up from the doctor a little later this morning. And then I'm not quite sure what I'm doing the rest of today. Haven't figured that out yet. I think probably maybe work some more on cleaning out the room. Although I would like to head down to the carpet store and maybe pick out some carpets and see if I can arrange for them to come and measure, because it is almost September and I did want to get the carpet put in late September, early October. So maybe I'll go down to the carpet store, check out some of that today. I also want to stop over at Michael's, probably Michael's, and get some charms to put on the prayer squares. Or maybe I'll order them from Amazon. I have the prayer cards in my cart, my Amazon cart, and I kept thinking I didn't want to put it through because there was something else I wanted to add to the cart and I couldn't remember what it was, and now I just did the charms. So I guess I need to add those in. I also added in 2 bright pink shirts because my bowling leagues are starting up here in 2 weeks, and my Friday night team, they wear bright pink. And so I had a shirt from last year, but I never felt real comfortable in it. So I ordered 2 more really inexpensive ones. They're in my cart so that I can have those for bowling. My Monday night one, they don't have set colors, so I can wear whatever I want to that one. But Friday nights, they want me to wear the pink. So other than that, what do you guys have planned for the weekend? Anybody doing anything exciting and fun? I've got an MRI tomorrow. I don't know how exciting and fun that is. And then I've got church on Sunday. I'll be at my regular donut station. But really, I think I've got a pretty easy weekend going on. I don't really think I have too much else. I know I should probably get to the pool or something and start getting some exercise in, because I'm feeling sluggish. Maybe I'll do that later today. I don't know. We'll have to see what the weather is like, if we get another storm in or what. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go for now, and I'll come back, film a little bit more later on today when I figure out what the rest of the day is going to look like. All right? Talk to you in a little bit. Okay, welcome back. I'm back at home now. Had a really good Bible study this morning. We're going over Psalm 119, and it's really interesting. It's the longest psalm in the Bible, and it falls right in the very middle of the Bible. But we're talking about it. We're kind of going over the law of God in the Old Testament, kind of talking about that, and how as New Testament Christians, we tend to think, the law is not for us. Jesus came and the law is no longer for us. And we kind of look at, or some of us, look at the law as something that was restrictive and not nice. And, but in reading that Psalm 119, the psalmist is making it appear different. He's talking about the joy that the law gives him and his desire to get close to God by fulfilling and having God reveal his law to him and following God's law. So it's really interesting, and it's really a neat take on it. And I learned a new website on my phone you can go in there and you can get the Hebrew meaning of an actual verse. And so that's kind of helped, because all of us that are in this Bible study group, there's about, I think, 7 or 8 of us, and we all use not all of us, some of them have the same, but a lot of us use a different version of the Bible. And so when reading through the verses, we'll all have just slightly different wording. And so what I'm finding as it's reading through, and then what I found today as we go to that Hebrew lookup for the Old Testament, there is the New American Standard seems to be closest to the original, which that's the one I've been reading because that's the one they use at my church. So anyways, just a little Bible talk there. But I'm really enjoying the Bible study. I ended up not having to go pick up Mom. My stepdad was able to stay for the whole time of her doctor's appointment. So I did make it over to Michael's to get the charms. So let me show you what I picked up for the charms at Michael's. I got 2 different packs of charms. So the first one is these little angel charms. And it looks like they're from all the different birthstones. I'm not really going to pay much attention to that when I'm putting them on the prayer squares, but I like the way they're made. They're really cute. They'll go really nicely on the squares. And then the second one I got was these different crosses. Now, I also had in the stuff that I had spent cleaning up those drawers the other day, I had some little starfish ones. So I went ahead, I did finish fully one square and have learned my takeaways from this one. So this square is actually going to be my square because it's not real pretty on the backside. But I did learn some good takeaways and some things I need to do for the other squares. So here is my finished square. So I've got, here's the pattern, here's my charm. You've got this here, and then here's the back. Now you can see the stitching back here is not very good. I am not a stitcher, I'm not a sewer, I don't have a sewing machine, and I basically just used a darning needle and 2 of the threads from the 4-ply yarn. So I separated it out into 2 and 2 and used that, which that's my mistake. I need to use regular thread and a regular needle to make it more dainty so that you can't see all that. The other thing I learned, so when I had to cut out the fabric, is that I did have to fold over and iron the edges so that it gave a more neat looking edge to it. So that is a finished one. They will all, be this similar style. I'm going to use different stitches to create the squares. But they're all, this is the basic idea for all of them. And then inside the pocket is where I will put the little prayer cards and my little note and stuff to the people. So I did do up 2 more, and I found that one is a little bit too big. So I did make up 2 more crocheted squares that are just a little bit smaller. This one is in the basket weave stitch. So it's a little, whoops, it's a little bit smaller in dimension. This one is more like 5.5 by 5.5. This one was like 5 3/4 by 6. I tried to get them as close to square as possible, but you can see where this one is smaller than that one there. You can see it got room on the edge here. So I like the little bit smaller size too. And then I did one in that same stitch that I did the original one. This is basically, I don't know if there's a name for this, but it's a double crochet and then a slip stitch. So you chain multiples of 2 plus 1. So in this one, I chained 19. And then you go in your first stitch, you go into the first stitch from your hook, and you put a double crochet in that. The next one you do a slip stitch, and then double crochet, slip stitch, double crochet, slip stitch, and you end the row on a slip stitch. And then when you go back to do the next row, so it's going like this pattern here, across like that, you start again with this. You always start with a double crochet and end with a slip stitch on each row. And so I don't know if there's a name for that pattern, but that's what it turns out looking like. And I kind of like it because it's got that like texture to it. So anyways, there's 2 of the ones. I still have this much of that skein of yarn left. So really 1 skein of yarn is going to make probably close to 10. Let's see, I've got 3 and I'm only at halfway. So probably at least 6 squares out of a skein of yarn. And then I just need to get a regular needle and thread to sew the backs on. So anyways, that's my fun project for right now. That's what I'm doing right now. Excuse my hair and all of that. Copper has been bugging me to go to bed. It's only like a little after 2. I don't even think it's 2:30 yet, but every day about this time he starts whining and nagging me that he wants to go to bed. And I would be perfectly happy to let him stay in my bed all day long, but he also does not like having me out of his sight. So if I'm not in the bed with him, then he'll get out of it and start following me around the house. And I'm not quite ready to get in bed yet tonight. I've been doing it and going to bed early for him for a little while now because he's just not doing good, you guys. And I know it's getting close and he's in pain and it's getting close to that time. So I'm struggling with myself to say that final goodbye. But we'll have a little bit longer. I still need to do a little bit of things out here before I head off to bed. But anyways, that's all I've got for today, for Friday. So I hope you guys all have a good evening, have a good weekend, and I'll try to get another video out sometime this weekend to you. All right, guys, God bless you. This is Roxanne at home here in Arizona. Take care, everybody. Bye.